Good morning. Today on Spotlight, inside the 71st Annual Detroit Branch NAACP Fight for Freedom Fund Dinner and Weekend. This year's theme, Liberty or Oppression. Who will be coming to Detroit and who will be honored? We'll find out from the organization's president and executive director, Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony and Camilla Landrum. And later on our Sunday morning program, President Eric Lufer looks back and ahead at his Citizens Research Council of Michigan, gets ready to celebrate its 110th anniversary. It's Sunday, April the 12th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. And welcome to Spotlight. And welcome to both of you, no strangers to this program, but I'm going to start with you, Ms. Landrum. Given the gravity of the issues we're dealing with in America right now and the policies that the NAACP nationally and locally have championed for all these years, how much more challenging is it running the day-to-day operation of the Detroit branch?
Well, truthfully, Chuck, we've seen so much encouragement and people stepping up from the community, understanding the challenging times that we have, coming to be even more a part of the NAACP Detroit branch. Certainly when you're dealing with funders, from time to time you have to face some of the new cuts to DEI policies, but we've been blessed here in Detroit to have people that continue to champion us. What we've really seen is just that true Detroit spirit of people not giving up, staying true to our values, our commitment to civil rights that we've always seen. And that's been really, really encouraging for the Detroit branch as we engage new members and new people.
Very good. Reverend Anthony, you always have a theme. What's the theme this year, and how does that play into the moment of the time, both here in the state of Michigan and nationally?
Well, thanks, Chuck, and thanks for having us again. You know, in line with what you just asked Camilla, our theme this year is liberty or oppression. The choice is ours. Because when we look at what's happening in the country, this introduction of a so-called SAVE Act, which is really a stop the vote and a voter suppression act. When we look at what ICE is doing relative to picking up people off of the streets, even though they've kind of downloaded somewhat their activity, but they're still engaged. When you look at the threats to health care and the fact that this president wants to nationalize the election process, when you think of the war that's going on that we started, meaning this administration in Iran, it just makes it even more incumbent that we have a call to action. There's something that everybody can do. That's what this upcoming event, this Freedom Weekend, is all about. People who want to know, well, what can I do? You can show up, you can get engaged, you can come out, you can raise your voice, you can support organizations that are speaking up and advocating for democracy and for freedom and for justice. We didn't come 117 years with the NAACP now to be turned back. We don't want to dismiss the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act. We don't want to dismiss DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is what's happening. We don't want to lose history to have somebody else's story. So these are the things that we face that are challenging. That's why we have the kind of lineup that we have, Chuck, which is second to none, only in Detroit. That's why leading up to the dinner, Freedom Weekend, surrounded by the Freedom Institute, we have Derek Johnson, National President, NAACP, sure. And our new General Counsel is Kristen Clark. You may remember that she was the Deputy Attorney General under the Biden administration. She worked with them. Well, when Trump came in, he eliminated the Civil Rights Department. And so it just made a kind of a deafening approach to civil rights. Now we are seeing some of that coming back, but we're very pleased to have the person who was in charge of that now coming to Detroit. They're going to be doing a big forum on Saturday, the 25th, at Wayne County Community College, NAACP for such a time as this. The relevancy of this, we're very pleased to have her. Father Michael Flager from Chicago, and you've heard of him, very substantial spiritual, social justice priest. He's a different kind of priest. Now, I'm no priest, but Father Flake is a different kind of priest.
He is a different kind of priest.
And he's going to be speaking on that Thursday at fellowship leading up to the dinner. The dinner is in a category of itself. We're going to honor DeJuan Dandridge, the young man who's head of Detroit leaders. They have given $6 million to start up businesses with our Great Expectations Award. We're going to honor Reverend Quantez Presley, pastor of Third New Hope.
Up-and-coming pastor in Southeast Michigan.
And he's doing a great job. He's going to get a Great Expectations Award. And then, Chuck, we're going to honor with the Ida B. Wells Barnett Freedom and Justice Award, the Attorney General from New York, Letitia James, and I know you've heard of her.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she's been catching it from the Trump administration simply because she wants to do justice. We're honoring her. We're going to honor Ruby Bridges, the young woman, age 6, who integrated the New Orleans school system back in the 60s. She was 6 years of age, had to go to school for 1 year with 4 U.S. Marshals because they did not want a 6-year-old to go. She had to walk a gauntlet every day. 4 U.S. Marshals. When she enrolled in the classroom, the white parents took their students out of the class. She had to sit in the class for 1 year by herself, just seeing the teacher, which might not have been bad because she got all the love and all the
But that's one way of looking at it.
So that is another way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So she's going to receive our James Weldon Johnson Lifetime Achievement Award. And then we're very pleased to have the Minority Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries. He's going to be our keynote speaker for this session. It's really a call to action, and we cannot come together without honoring Jesse. So there's going to be a special tribute to the late Jesse Jackson Sr. All you got to do is say Jesse, and everybody knows.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll come right back, and I got some questions for Ms. Landry. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Ms. Landry, you have strong support from Huntington Bank, also from the DMC as corporate sponsors. You always have strong support from labor. By charter, the NAACP is nonpartisan. Is it difficult in such partisan times to be able to adhere to that and not cross that line from a day-to-day standpoint in terms of the types of programs, which are varied, that the Detroit branch is engaged in?
Yeah, it is quite difficult, Chuck.
He don't make it easier, does he?
It is quite difficult. The NAACP is nonpartisan, and truthfully, we are supposed to be. We are an advocacy organization. We're based in policy. We're based in pushing legislation that aligns with the work that we do: education, health, civic engagement, economic sustainability, criminal justice, environmental justice. And so when you are nonpartisan, it gives you the space to be able to use your voice in those areas and not have to teeter to either side. Unfortunately, what ends up happening is the people on one side or another may align more with the issues in the direction in which you want to go. And that's where it gets difficult, where you're trying to make sure you're staying true to those lines. But the truth of the matter is it's the policy, and being able to speak to it without having to be stuck in a corner on either end. It gives you the freedom that you need to be able to push your agenda forward. So,
if it hadn't been for women, there would not have been a civil rights movement.
Absolutely. I'm sure Reverend Anthony agrees with that to the fullest.
I do. No argument from me.
I think folks know my story starts in the Youth and College Division of the NAACP. 15 years old, getting involved with our youth council. That's where I found my voice for community. I always kind of looked around the city. I grew up on the east side of Detroit. I was trying to figure out why things were the way they are, especially between that Grosse Pointe-Detroit border. Everything on the Grosse Pointe side was real bright, white, shiny, and then as soon as you crossed over Jefferson, going into the city of Detroit, you saw a bunch of dilapidated buildings, you saw a lot of blight. You didn't really see a hopeful entry into the city. And so I used to question that always as a young person of why is this the way it is, 8 years old in my parents' car. When I found the NAACP, it was actually through Career Day, a program that we still host and will be a part of Freedom Weekend, where I was able to figure out and kind of get some of those answers to those questions about community. That was my first exposure to an organization that addressed community like we do. And so we continue to have all of these youth programs because you have to get young people answers while they are searching for them. You can't wait to catch them when they're, adults and start getting really busy in life. You have to plant those seeds really young.
Build a foundation.
You have to build a foundation. And so the mentorship, the exposure to civil rights back then in 2007, we were also really big on affirmative action when we were fighting in our youth council as we were getting ready to get into college admissions. All of that civic engagement training and getting out to vote training shows up in the work that I do today as executive director, but also in how we see people coming together and engaging with the branch. You asked me about women. It's no question the 92% that stood very strong in what our beliefs are for protecting women's rights, for advancing education, for making sure women have equal pay, for making sure that we have opportunities to protect our bodies and be able to live fair and equitable lives just like everyone else. That has been something that's been a cornerstone of just my leadership with inside of the branch, and then also how we show up in the community. We have to have a safe place for women to lead, for women to grow, and ultimately for women to be successful because they are carrying this country in many ways.
All right, we need to slip in another little pause for the cause. We'll come right back with the final segment, and we'll turn our attention to how all this may relate to America about to celebrate its 250th anniversary. We'll be right back. Is it ironic that we're dealing with these kind of issues, and what does that say, and what should we be concerned with as we say whether or not the Constitution matters anymore, whether or not Congress matters anymore, whether or not our judicial branch matters anymore, and for better or worse, are we about to see a totally new America?
If we don't get engaged, Chuck, if we don't stand up, if we don't resist and persist that we maintain our democracy and our freedom and our right to vote and our right to exercise our choice and to dissent, we may. But thank God for the Constitution. Thank God for the judiciary, because in this critical time, the judiciary is standing up. They're turning back a lot of these edicts and these executive orders and this royal mandate-ism that's coming from the White House, that we don't have a king here. We have a president that is elected. You may want to be a king, but we don't have that here. We need to stand up. We need to fight back because we can change this. You asked about the nonpartisanship of the NAACP. Yes, we are nonpartisan, but we are not non-political to the degree that we don't engage in issues and policies that affect our community. We do engage in that. You mentioned young people. We have at least 12 to 15 young people on our national board of directors. Check the record of any national organization and see if they have that many youth on their national board making decisions about policy and programs. We do. So we understand the necessity for the future generation. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why you'll see young people engaged at every level at the Freedom Weekend. You'll see them in our Health One Walk. You'll see them leading the charge for Jesse at the dinner. You'll see them engaged at every level. That's why we do our AXO program, Afro-Cultural Technological Scientific Olympics. That's why we'll be taking them to the National Convention. They put forth resolutions, the young people do, saying what they like and what they do not like. That's a training ground. So at one time I was a part of that. Now I'm a part of making that happen.
Might it be good that America is maybe facing this because it might come out bigger, better, and stronger, having all of these things that for 250 some odd years we've almost taken for granted, and now it's being challenged. The very fabric of how we put this country together is being challenged.
Yeah, I think, Chuck, sometimes it's okay to remind the generations of why the fight is important. When you have the success of the Civil Rights Act, Equal Housing Act, Fair Pay Act, all of these things that may have taken place a few generations ago, sometimes you need the newer generations to fight for or fight against something like the SAVE Act to be able to protect their voices and lift their voices up in voting rights in a way in which they can connect with the legislation, connect with the policies, and solve the issues in which they feel that they are affecting daily lives today. So I do think when you see new challenges, it's good to be able to have people understand and stand on the foundation, stand on the history of the movement and the things that worked in the movement, the freedom marches, the sit-ins, the policy summits, all of these things that came together to be able to shape what we would call our public policy now. As Rev has always said,
You have a
can
voice.
use your voice and you must do it.
And you decide how to use it.
You can decide how to use it.
Ms. Landrum, Reverend Anthony, thanks so much.
Thank
the
you,
dinner
Chuck.
again is Sunday, April 26th.
26th.
All right, 5 p.m. at Huntington Place, downtown in the heart of Detroit, in the heart of Michigan. And when Spotlight returns, I'll sit down with Eric Lufer, president of the Citizens Research Council of Michigan, as his organization gets ready to celebrate a special anniversary. All right, tomorrow, April 13th, marks 110 years that the CRC has been in existence. Now, I'm going to take you way back. Your first name was the Detroit Bureau of Governmental Research, right?
That was right.
When did it get changed?
In the 1950s. So we started off the idea that Detroit was a new city in the form of, like, it had been there for a long time, but
Sure.
the auto industry and everything, it was really taking off population. And around that time, there was an organization started in New York. How do you fix government from the outside? How do you get information so citizens and elected officials have the information to make better decisions? And it started spreading, and it came to Detroit. And we were able to help the city create its first charter and organize police precincts and things like that. And then you take that good idea for Detroit, and now Wayne County and Oakland County and the state of Michigan are saying, wait a second, we have problems too. So over time, we grew into a statewide organization and changed the name to the Citizens Research Council.
Eric Lufer, there is no other policy organization in this state that has lasted that long from start to, I don't say finish yet, because you're still going. What do you think the key to the success has been?
To be an independent, nonpartisan body, to be trusted by media people, by citizens, by elected officials.
On both sides of the political
both
aisle
sides.
and in the middle.
That's right. You know, we don't have an axe to grind. We're not trying to grow government or shrink government. We're trying to make government work and to be that trusted voice. Our mission, if you go back to that Detroit Bureau of Governmental Research, the words are different, but the mission's the same, to get good information and hold government accountable for the things that it's doing. So people want that information, right? There's the far right and the far left, but a lot of us in the middle just want government to work.
And through the years, you've probably ticked them both off it from time to time. And
We
that's
wouldn't
probably
be doing our job if we didn't piss
That's
people off.
absolutely right. Look back briefly. We can't go through all 110 years, but if you had to pick out a few key highlights of the 110 years that you accomplished, what would they be?
I think the biggest one, last time I was in, we were talking about the question of a constitutional convention.
Which we face this November.
In the 1960s, the organization was the organization that did the research so that when the Constitutional Convention met, the delegates had all the information about what other states do, what's working and not working in the 1908 Constitution, and then did the education after the fact when the people had to vote on it to explain what those delegates came up with.
You laid the groundwork.
We laid the groundwork and really were foundational to that. In the 1970s, there was the whole financial issues with the state, and we were fundamental in helping sort that through, and then had to repeat that in the early 2000s. In the 1960s, we did a lot of the research that show why either having a regional government or a council of governments would be good for Southeast Michigan.
And that created SEMCOG?
And SEMCOG was born from that research. I think the electorate, local governments and universities that are dependent on the state for their funding, and those inside Lansing, because they get the party line on what's going on and have an outside voice helping them to understand is really helpful to them. So everyone benefits from that.
Look ahead. What do you see? Do you see any significant changes coming down the line or anything that concerns you particularly as you head into that next millennium, so to speak?
You know, in some ways, things just come around again. We can take papers from the 1920s on what was wrong with our road funding system and scratch off 1921 and write in 2026, and a lot of those issues are the same now as they were then, which really doesn't speak well to the fact that we haven't solved this problem. We just keep kicking that can down the road.
Yeah. The people change, the issues don't change.
Right.
Yeah.
Sustainability is going to be a big issue going forward. The sustainability of our local governments, the sustainability of our universities. It goes back to some of those population issues that we talked about before. The fact that we're aging as a state, the young people coming in, being able to take on the jobs of that old folks like us have had in the past. And so there's a lot coming on. I don't know how much of it's new. It's just new takes on old problems.
Yeah. And the good thing is that you've seen the issues before, so sometimes that puts you ahead of the game, just the fact that you know what you're dealing with and taking it from there.
Yeah, and what have we tried before and did it work or not work?
Right.
That long-term perspective is really helpful.
Right. Eric Lufer, Citizens Research Council of Michigan, happy birthday. And I won't say we'll interview you the next time you turn 110 years. So
I hope
thanks so much.
Still.
All right, it's always a pleasure.
People can find us at crcmich.org, crcmich.org.
All right, very good. And finally, our congratulations to the University of Michigan men's basketball team winning the national championship, and the Detroit Pistons, first seed in the Eastern Conference as they head into the playoffs. Best of luck to them. And we still got our fingers crossed for the Red Wings, the Tigers, and the Lions in the fall. Right. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more Newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.